going? It's going. Alright, sweet. Hello and welcome to the ScatterVolt channel, and today I'd like to show you my roommate's new 8-core 5 GHz water-cooled gaming PC designed for schoolwork, video editing, and of course for getting them Fortnite dubs. You heard that right, 5 GHz.
Watch out, John.
So why are you playing on a PC, Nick?
My roommate built me a PC. And so, I know, right?
This new, used, and sponsored parts gaming PC here was made solely for my roommate Nick because he is a digital broadcasting journalism major at the University of Arkansas. And sooner or later, he needed a computer that would be a big step up from his old MacBook Pro in terms of editing and rendering performance while not breaking the bank. But of course, as the title suggests, we can't leave out the fact that Nick also wants to use this new PC to step up his Fortnite game from his previous Xbox One days.
I'm also playing on PC. A little bit harder. Especially because my skill level is not there.
So this isn't a budget gaming PC build guide by any means, because this computer would be very impractical to build for the majority of you watching this video. But I'm not kidding about the 8 cores, 5.0 GHz clock speed, a high capacity RAM, and ice chilled RGB water cooler that's inside this beast of a computer that when priced out is actually cheaper than you think. If you love full-on gaming PC build videos like this, then consider subscribing to the ScatterVolt YouTube channel. And if you'd like to know when the next video drops faster than a default skin BMing you with a pickaxe, then enable channel notifications or follow me on Twitter. And feel free to talk about this video on the ScatterVolt Discord server with thousands of other tech enthusiasts. A new school year is on the horizon, and I know many of you watching this video are soon bound to create new websites for your school projects, which is why I suggest using bookmark.com for your next website. Bookmark is a free website builder that can be used for anything, like an online e-commerce store for your YouTube or Twitch merchandise. It's also extremely quick and easy to use thanks to its online design assistant Ada, which after answering a few questions, Ada can instantly batch up a website catered to your needs. Overall, it's a really neat tool that takes so much hassle out what would be spending hours building a nice new website, but thankfully, Bookmark shortens that time to just under 20 minutes. To bring your next website to life, be sure to check out bookmark.com, linked at the top of the description. Alright, I've hyped up this computer enough. What are the specs? Like I said earlier, this isn't a budget gaming PC build guide video, so this PC I'm about to show you I really don't actually recommend building. But if you would like to check out the parts that I used, I've linked them all in the description. Regardless though, this computer is a freaky anomaly, one that is truly fascinating and worth making a full video over. To build up suspense, we're going to start with the graphics card first, the GTX 1050 3GB graphics card. A lot of you might think this is a pointless graphics card, but right now the superclocked edition is priced at $150, making it only $20 more expensive than the cheapest 1050 you can find on Amazon and $40 less expensive than the average 1050 Ti. To tell you the truth, I was planning on making a review video of this GTX 1050 3GB card, which I never got around to, and seeing as Nick only plays Fortnite, I thought we could use this new budget graphics card in his build since it isn't a graphically demanding title. Remember, the primary focus of Nick's PC is editing and rendering. We don't need an RTX 280 Ti by any means. Anyways, this GTX 1050 3GB GPU is for the price of $150 and is quite the interesting one because it's sort of like a 1050 Ti in disguise, and at the same time it's not. With its increased CUDA core count, 1GB extra VRAM, higher clock speeds when compared to the 2GB model, it's an absolute hit in certain games while at the same time being a bust in others. However, in our case for Fortnite, the 3GB GTX 1050 does have a small lead over the 2GB model. Moving on to the case, we have the Cougar MX340. This sleek looking case for $50 features that same high quality and rigid frame found on the Cougar turret, but for a lesser price. It's also got a PSU shroud, a beautiful full tempered glass side panel, and ample AIO water cooling support. My only gripe with this case would have to be the front panel airflow, as its only intake is that small cutout at the bottom of the front panel. As for the storage, we're using a 1TB Western Digital hard drive for $45. Now, let it be known, if Nick was solely interested in a gaming PC and not an editing or work PC that can also do light gaming, then I would have gone with an SSD. However, Nick does require more storage than the average gamer due to all of the video rendering he will be performing on his new computer. So to save costs and get the most gigabytes per dollar, we chose to stick with a hard drive with this build. Anyways, this is an editing rig, right? So we're gonna need a fair amount of RAM, which is why I went with 16GB of Corsair Vengeance Pro RAM rated at 2133 MHz. The nice thing about DDR3 RAM kits right now is that they're very inexpensive and quite plentiful, which is why we were able to snag this RAM kit for $61 off of eBay. For reference, you can only get a single 8GB stick of DDR4 RAM without a heatsink clocked at the same 2133 MHz speed off of Newegg for the same price. Now, this is where the build gets pretty freaky. For the motherboard, we got the marvelous Asus Sabertooth 990FX R1.0 utilizing the AM3 Plus socket and a $100 used parts combo off of eBay. This old beauty is from Asus's tough lineup of motherboards, which ensures that this board is fortified with ceramic coated heat sinks, has real-time temperature detection and heat removal, a beefy 8+2 VRM power phase, and high-quality capacitors. Surprisingly enough, we will need all of those flashy power and heat features found on the Sabertooth 990FX, since the processor we're sticking in this here is none other than the legendary AMD FX 9590. Just to show how savage this processor was for its time, Intel finally now just released their first 5GHz desktop processor, the Intel 8680K. However, AMD released their first 5GHz processor, the 9590, in 2013, 5 years before Intel. That just goes to show how far AMD was pushing their FX lineup of processors at the time, and the 9590 was the epitome of that era. Now, you might be thinking, Mark, why in the world did you choose this 220W TDP 8-core 5GHz monster of a CPU for an editing-based PC that'll actually be doing a little bit of casual gaming? The main reason why is that because I couldn't really resist snagging this beast for $95 off of Newegg's Independence Day sale. Plus, FX CPUs for their time were better in the editing and multimedia creation department due to offering more cores and threads for the dollar. Funny enough, right now in 2018, the CPU that can get you the most cores per dollar is still an $80 8-core AMD FX 8350, which is only $10 more than the new Pentium Gold G5400 with 2 cores. And remember that the FX 9590 will be busting out 5GHz on all 8 of those cores, which will make a difference for video editing since a higher clock speed is usually equivalent with a faster rendering time. Furthermore, don't forget that we're dealing with an 8-core 5GHz processor rated at 220 watts of TDP, so we're gonna need some serious cooling. That's why I teamed up with Deepcool and used their new Castle 240 RGB AIO liquid cooler. Besides looking stylish with that attractive looking CPU block, the Deepcool Castle 240 sports controllable RGB lighting, a sub 30 decibel sound signature, 70 CFM, and up to a staggering 250 watts of cooling capacity, which is just what we need for that 9590. In the end, the total price of this crazy computer came out to $641. And like I said, I don't actually recommend building this system because you could probably build a better editing / gaming computer that, you know, isn't as flashy using new and used parts for the same price. But in the end, the system is a mishmash of spare and sponsored PC parts that I had lying around. It is more or less a gift from my roommate. With all of that out of the way, now let's get to the most important part of the video, which is how well this PC can run Fortnite. For For that, I got my roommate himself to play some quads with his friends, and spoiler alert, they do get a dub, so be sure to stay to the very end of the benchmarks for that. And although this benchmarking section is just over one game and is recorded all in one graphical setting locked at 60 frames per second, I still did test various graphical settings that you guys will see throughout the video. This way you can fully see the scale of performance that this beefy system can offer. So without further ado, let's enjoy the benchmarks.
Hey, he's trying to shoot at me.
Oh, I need help, I need help, I need help, I need help.
Oh! Yes! 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 Y'all too busy fucking each other over there in the ass?
I'm giving him privacy.
Just remember, this is being recorded right now.
Good. Also remember, like, your spandexy pants, they're not doing you guys any justice on the gay department.
Anyways, that concludes the benchmarks for Fortnite. On a side note, you'd think that despite being a $641 computer that I wouldn't recommend whatsoever for gaming, it actually outperformed the $600 Raptor system I built a month ago on Fortnite at the same graphical settings on an average and max frames per second with a slower graphics card and surely a slower processor in terms of gaming. I don't know how that happened, but maybe that could have been from the extra 8GB of DDR3 RAM, or maybe that's just from the 8 cores running at 5 GHz. Now let's wrap up the video through seeing if this new editing computer for my roommate actually made a difference and how his gaming experience has changed. Originally, Nick was working with an early 13-inch 2015 MacBook Pro using a 2.7 GHz dual-core i5 along with 8GB of DDR3 memory, and now Nick is working with a 5 GHz 8-core FX processor with 16 GB of DDR3 memory. Because of this new dramatic hardware increase, Nick's video edits, which usually are 2 to 3 minute highlights of Razorback football games, went from an average rendering time of 13 minutes to now 3 minutes. In terms of gaming, and as I'm sure you've heard in the gameplay footage from Nick, the level of competition on PC is harder than console, and the move from a console controller to a mouse and keyboard was a bit of an adjustment for him. But luckily, he's on that new water-cooled 8-core FX 9590, 16 GB of RAM, and juiced up GTX 1050 system of his that allowed him to at least get one dub with his friends. Anyways, that closes out today's video. If you enjoyed this PC build video, then consider subscribing to the ScatterVolt YouTube channel, as we're all about budget PC tech and gaming. And as always, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that, and this is the ScatterVolt channel, signing out.